In the shadow of a world set ablaze by the wrath of ancient dragons, the city of Haven stood as humanity's final refuge. By the year 2150, the Earth had been transformed into a desolate expanse, with most of its surface scorched beyond recognition. The dragons, mythical creatures awakened from the depths of the planet by human greed and excavation, had reclaimed the skies and the lands below, leaving humanity teetering on the edge of extinction. Yet amidst this apocalypse, Haven emerged as a beacon of hope. Unlike any other human settlement that had once dotted the globe, Haven's existence was a testament to both human resilience and foresight. Situated in a region miraculously spared the dragon's immediate destruction, its location was no mere coincidence but the result of careful planning and the application of advanced technologies. The city's founders were a diverse group of scientists, engineers, and strategists who envisioned a sanctuary that could withstand the new era's challenges. They chose the site for its unique geographical features, including natural barriers that offered protection and a climate that remained relatively stable, even as the rest of the world burned. The construction of Haven was a marvel of engineering, incorporating cutting-edge defensive technologies and sustainable energy sources to create a self-sufficient ecosystem. The city's walls, towering structures of reinforced alloy and energy fields, were not only designed to withstand the dragon's fiery onslaught, but also to deter human threats. These barriers were more than mere physical obstructions. They were integrated with advanced surveillance and defensive systems capable of neutralizing incoming threats from afar. Inside, Haven was built to preserve what remained of human civilization. Its buildings, constructed from fire-resistant materials and designed with emergency shelters, ensured the safety of its inhabitants. The streets, laid out in a manner that maximized efficiency and access to resources, reflected the city's commitment to sustainability. Hydroponic farms and renewable energy sources dotted the landscape, ensuring that the community could thrive without risking the perilous journey beyond its walls for supplies. At the core of Haven stood the command center, a fortress within a fortress. This was where Commander Sarah, the city's elected leader, and her council made the critical decisions that kept Haven alive. It was also here that Alex, a young engineer with a passion for ancient lore, presented the audacious plan to venture beyond the city in search of answers about the dragons. Alex believed that the key to coexistence with the dragons lay in the ancient texts and artifacts of a world long gone. Their proposal was met with skepticism by many, but Commander Sarah, a pragmatic leader who had navigated Haven through its darkest days, saw the value in seeking new solutions. She understood that Haven's survival depended not just on its walls and defenses, but on understanding the very creatures that threatened their existence. As dawn broke on the day of departure, the city's gates opened for the first time in what felt like an eternity. Alex, accompanied by Mara, a survivor with unparalleled knowledge of the dragons, and a small team of volunteers, stepped into the unknown. Their mission was fraught with danger, but it was a testament to the indomitable spirit of Haven's people, a community that refused to accept extinction as their fate. This journey would take them through the remnants of a world lost to flame and fury, seeking knowledge that could change the course of humanity's future. And as they ventured forth, the city of Haven stood behind them, not just as a place but as a symbol of human resilience and hope in the face of apocalyptic despair. The gates of Haven closed with a resonant thud behind Alex and their companions, sealing them off from the last bastion of human civilization and into the vast, scorched wilderness. The world outside was a stark contrast to the life they had known within the city's walls. Once vibrant landscapes were now barren, and the ruins of cities stood as somber monuments to a fallen world. The air was thick with the scent of ash, a constant reminder of the dragon's dominion over the earth. Their journey was a treacherous one, traversing through territories that were once bustling centers of human activity, now reduced to desolate ghost towns. Alex's knowledge of ancient lore, combined with Mara's survival skills and understanding of dragon behavior, guided them through the dangers that lurked in the shadows of the new world. The team encountered scattered groups of survivors, some friendly, others hostile, remnants of humanity struggling to survive in a world that had turned against them. These encounters were a grim reminder of what was at stake, the fragile thread upon which the future of humanity hung. After weeks of navigating through the devastation, the team stumbled upon a sight that seemed almost miraculous: a lush valley, untouched by the dragon's fire. Hidden by towering mountains and dense forests, this oasis was a stark anomaly in a world ravaged by flames. It was here, according to the ancient texts Alex had studied, that the temple containing the secrets to the dragon's history and possibly the key to coexisting with them was located. The entrance to the temple was carved into the side of a mountain, its ancient stone architecture blending seamlessly with the natural landscape. As they ventured inside, the air grew cool, and the weight of history enveloped them. Torches were lit, casting flickering shadows on the walls, which were adorned with intricate carvings and ancient script, a testament to a civilization that had once flourished alongside the dragons. Deep within the temple, in a chamber that seemed to be the heart of the complex, they found the texts. These were not mere books, but artifacts of knowledge, etched onto stone tablets and preserved through the ages. With Mara's help, Alex deciphered the writings, uncovering the lost history of humanity's relationship with the dragons. The text revealed that dragons and humans had once lived in harmony, a balance maintained through respect and rituals that had been forgotten over time. The dragons, far from the mindless beasts they were believed to be, were intelligent creatures with their own culture and wisdom. The cause of their wrath was not mere malice, but a response to the violations of ancient pacts made between the two races. As they absorbed the gravity of their discovery, the team's attention was drawn to a faint sound emanating from the back of the chamber. There, hidden in the shadows, lay a young dragon, its scales shimmering in the torchlight. It was hurt, its wing clearly damaged, and its eyes watched them with a mixture of fear and curiosity. The moment was fraught with tension. A single misstep could spell disaster. But Alex, recalling the rituals described in the texts, stepped forward with a hand extended in peace. The dragon, sensing the intent, allowed Alex to approach. With Mara's assistance, they managed to set the wing and bandage the injury. This act of kindness bridged a gap millennia in the making, a first step towards rekindling the bond between humans and dragons. As the team made their way back to Haven, with the young dragon following at a cautious distance, they carried with them not just hope for their city, but for the future of all life on Earth. The journey back was a reflection of their outward trek, but with a renewed sense of purpose. The landscapes, once reminders of loss and despair, now held the promise of renewal and coexistence. Upon their return, the gates of Haven opened to a scene that few could have imagined: a group of humans, led by Alex, with a dragon in tow. Their arrival was met with astonishment and fear, but as Alex shared the discoveries from the temple and their peaceful encounter with the young dragon, a cautious optimism began to spread among the people. Commander Sarah listened intently to Alex's account, the ancient texts laid out before her. The revelation that dragons could be allies rather than enemies was revolutionary, challenging the very foundation upon which Haven had been built. As the sun set on Haven, discussions began on how to apply the knowledge gained. The young dragon, now resting comfortably within the confines of the city, became a symbol of the potential for harmony between species. The path ahead is fraught with uncertainty, but the seeds of hope have been sown, promising a tomorrow where the skies are no longer a domain of fear, but of shared horizons. The return of Alex and their companions to Haven, accompanied by a young dragon, marked the beginning of an unprecedented era in human history. The sight of the dragon, once a symbol of fear and destruction, now represented a potential for peace and coexistence. The air was charged with a mixture of trepidation and wonder as the inhabitants of Haven gathered to witness what many had thought impossible. The young dragon, now known as Pyra, became a living bridge between the two worlds. Under Alex and Mara's care, Pyra's presence within the city's walls served as a constant reminder of the fragile peace that had been established. Their interactions with Pyra helped demystify dragons to the citizens of Haven, transforming fear into curiosity and even affection. Commander Sarah convened an emergency council to discuss the implications of the team's discoveries and the presence of Pyra in Haven. Alex presented the ancient texts, explaining the history of harmony between humans and dragons, and proposing a plan to re-establish this lost connection. The council was divided, with some members skeptical of the dragon's intentions, but the potential for a future where humans could live without fear of dragonfire swayed the majority. The ancient texts described a ritual that had once been used to communicate intentions of peace and friendship between humans and dragons. Alex, with Mara's assistance, proposed conducting this ritual as a means to extend an olive branch to the dragons. Despite the risks, the council agreed, recognizing that the survival of humanity might well depend on the success of this gesture. Preparations for the ritual were extensive, requiring the collection of rare materials and the construction of a ceremonial site outside Haven's walls. The entire city was involved in some way, with many viewing the upcoming event with a mixture of hope and anxiety. Alex and Mara worked tirelessly, consulting the ancient texts to ensure every detail was accurately replicated. On the appointed day, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of gold and pink, the inhabitants of Haven gathered at the ceremonial site. The air was filled with a palpable sense of anticipation. Pyra, now fully healed, stood beside Alex, their presence at the forefront of the gathering symbolizing the potential for unity. As the ritual began, Alex led the recitations, with Mara and other volunteers distributing the ceremonial offerings around the site. The ancient language, unfamiliar yet strangely harmonious, filled the air, carried by the wind. As the ritual reached its climax, a shadow fell over the assembled crowd. A great dragon, larger than any that had been seen before, descended from the sky, landing with a grace that belied its massive size. The crowd fell silent, fear and awe intermingling as they beheld the creature that had, until recently, been their greatest threat. The dragon's gaze fell upon the ceremonial site, and then to Pyra, who stepped forward with a chirrup that seemed to speak volumes. The great dragon responded in kind, a deep, resonant sound that vibrated through the air. What followed was a moment etched into the memory of every witness. The great dragon lowered its head, allowing Alex to place a ceremonial garland around its neck, a gesture of peace and friendship. In return, the dragon extended a wing, casting a shadow that enveloped Alex and Pyra, a symbolic protection pact between their species. In the days that followed, the great dragon, whom Alex named Solara, became a regular sight in the skies above Haven. Solara's presence attracted other dragons, and soon, a small flock had joined the city's outskirts, living in peace with the human inhabitants. The ritual of reconciliation became an annual event, celebrating the partnership between humans and dragons. Haven expanded, becoming a symbol of hope in a world that was slowly healing from the scars of the past. New technologies were developed, integrating ancient knowledge with modern innovations, fostering a society where magic and science coexisted. Generations later, the story of Haven and its dragons became a legend, a tale of how courage, understanding, and compassion bridged the gap between two seemingly irreconcilable worlds. The city grew into a thriving metropolis, a hub of trade, culture, and diplomacy, where humans and dragons worked side by side to create a better future. The legacy of Alex, Mara, and the pioneers of Haven was immortalized in the Great Library, where the ancient texts were housed alongside new works that chronicled the journey of humanity and dragons from adversaries to allies. Haven stood as a testament to the possibility of harmony between different species, a beacon of light in a world that had once teetered on the brink of darkness. As the sun set on Haven, casting long shadows over a city bustling with life, both human and dragon, It was clear that the legacy of this unique partnership would endure for generations to come, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always hope for a new dawn.